Good morning, students. Welcome back to ICT class. This is our video class number 44. And by the previous class itself, we have completed 9th chapter, which is moving images with the help of Synfig Animation Studio software. And from today's class onwards, I'll be starting new chapter. Chapter 7, Working of Internet. And it is a Pakka theory oriented chapter. No practical activities are there to do. So I'll be taking this class with the help of PPT presentation, the help of some images or with the help of some notes related to this chapter. Okay. So while I'm taking this class, please refer to your textbook and underline the main points. So let's start today's class session. By the end of today's class, you will be able to learn about
the working of internet and about global networking, and to learn about what do you mean by server computers, and also to learn about domain names and domain name server, in short DNS.
So shall we start our new chapter? Let's start today's class with the first topics.
So we are moving to new chapter, chapter 7, the working of internet. So it is similar to 5th chapter. In 5th chapter also you have studied some theory basics related to IP address, domain names, etc. So according to that, we are going to learn about some details about global networking. So here in this chapter, when you look into your textbook, you can see in the introduction part, one girl was searching about electronic banking in a browser. So that we can see there started the flood of thousands of links providing technical and non-technical information. So here you can see our browser, Mozilla Firefox, and when I am searching for electronic banking, nowadays when we are searching some information, what you can see related to electronic banking, you can see flood of thousands of links providing technical and non-technical information. So when we are searching such informations in browser, how much information is available on this topic in the internet? It's really amazing. When we are searching for a topic in internet, we can see thousands of links related to that particular topic. So how that possible, or how we can access these things using internet and a browser? So this is we are going to deal in 7th chapter, working of internet, how we can see these thousands of links related to what we are searched for. Okay, so we'll get a lot of information related to the topic that we have searched. So the medium of internet has grown so much that it can provide answers to any queries on any topic. When we are searching any topic, we'll get so much of information related to that particular topic. And then, how did all such information reach the internet? How did all such information reach the internet? How do we get that information? And also, in which computer is all this information stored? When we are searching for electronic banking, from where we get that information, or in which computer all this information gets stored, or how did we get all such information, or how this information reached the internet? So this question, the answer for this question, we are going to learn in this chapter. And in which computer is all this information stored? It is known as server computer. Server computers. For all the website and all the companies, we have a server computer, and to that server computer each and every informations are stored, and from that server computer anyone in the world can search for the information through a browser with the help of what? Internet. So this is chapter 7. How did all such information reach the internet, and in which computer is all this information stored? Next topic is establishing a global network. So we have understood the ways of networking computers. In 5th chapter, you already have learned how to network the computers, like in school computer lab, or by connecting WAN, wide area network, local area network. You have already seen the topics in chapter 5, and also the benefits derived from it. But our understanding was based on a limited number of computers. For example, computers in a lab. Our knowledge is limited to that. We have seen in 5th chapter connecting or networking some computers in a computer lab. And what about establishing a global network? That is next topic, establishing global network. Try to imagine what a larger form of this network. Networking means process of connecting computers. We have connecting so many computers together in one network in order to share the information. Here you can see the image of networking using a hub and a switch. Here we are connecting desktop computer or any laptop or in database, printer, scanner, webcam, etc. So this is process of connecting computers to share information is known as what? Computer networking. So imagine a larger form of network, a network that includes all the computers around the world or across the world. Just imagine about a larger network that we are connecting that computers, all the computers across the world. So just imagine anyone can join that network across the world at any time and come out of that. We are log in and log out from some particular website. So this is mean by larger form of network. So anyone can join this network at any time. Like this, we can log in to that website or we can log into that network, and after using that we can log out from that network. So all the computers across the world connected to a network which is known as global network, and that huge network with infinite potential for communication is called that internet. By using internet across the world, anyone can join to a network and also we can log out from that network. Anyone can access that network and it is known as global network, and this global network with infinite potential for communication is called the internet. Okay, so what are the advantages of this? When we are using this internet over a global network, what will be the advantages of using this? Uses of internet. First use, you are already familiar with this use. Files can be copied from one computer to other computer using internet. Internet means this global networking. And then next is, you are doing nowadays, we are sitting in home and we can't see the people around. So we are using what? Video calling, isn't it? We are using video calling through WhatsApp, then what? Botim, then what? Skype, etc. So people living in far off places can see and talk to each other by using this global networking or internet. By using internet, people living in far off places can see and talk to each other. So this is next use of internet. What will be the third use? We can purchase things by giving orders to the sellers through the internet, which means online shopping. I know you are very familiar with this use. We can purchase things using what? The application or online shopping apps called Flipkart, Amazon, etc. So we can purchase things by giving orders to the sellers through the internet. This is next use. And final use, we can easily share the information with others. We are sending mail or fax so that another person will receive that mail what we have sent, so that we can easily share the information with others by using internet. So these are some of the uses of internet. So internet means there exists such a global network, and this network with infinite potential. The what uses of internet is infinite. This infinite potential of communication is known as internet, and there are several uses for internet. Files can be copied from one computer to other. People living in far off places can talk to each other using video calling. Then online shopping, we can purchase things, and also we can easily share or send the information with others. So these are some of the uses of internet. It is given in page number 104. As some points it is given. So I have already mentioned about server computer. Server computer means what? When we are searching for some information in a browser, for example in Google, a lot of information we'll get. So how did such information reach the internet, or in which computer this particular information is stored? And that computers are known as server computer. And here is the definition of server computer. A server is a computer in which a website is hosted on internet and special programs will be installed in order to satisfy the needs of variety users. So many of the users across the world are accessing the same website at same time, so that the server, according to that website, the capacity of that server computer should be high, because many of them are accessing that website. For example, your SSLC result, when you are searching for your SSLC result, a lot of students are accessing that website same time, isn't it? So the result server must be, capacity of that server must be high. We can go through the server computer detail, how this information reach the internet, or how we can access the website. How? I'll show one example which is related to one famous institution called Kerala Kalamandalam. There are several examples, but I am showing one particular example which is described in your textbook about Kerala Kalamandalam. So you are familiar with Kerala Kalamandalam, you might have heard about this place. So Kerala Kalamandalam in Thrissur, it's a famous institution where a lot of people, including foreigners, come to learn about the art forms of India. So it is the place to learn about the art forms in India. So many of the people are searching for information about the courses in Kerala Kalamandalam, or what the commencement of classes or the duration of the classes, etc. So many of the people, a lot of people are searching for such information. So how to reach this information to the people? How? Suppose, just imagine the situation that the Kerala Kalamandalam institution has one server. Here you can see an image of a server. Suppose they might have a server, which means the head computer, and to that server, according to that information, they might have written some HTML tags related to about the courses, then what about the duration of the classes, about the art forms which they are teaching. So every information are written like a HTML tag and they have stored in the server. And what they have done, next step is they have given one IP address. I have already mentioned in 5th chapter, to every computer there is one unique IP address. In the similar way, for the server computer also, so it has a unique IP address. So that IP address also given to the server, and what they have done, they are giving that particular IP address to every people across the world. They are publishing that IP address. Instead of publishing their website name, they are giving IP address. So what will happen? Here is a pictorial representation. Suppose this is the IP address that institution given to us. This is their server computer to which every information are stored, and the people across the world are searching for the information by typing this particular IP address. So what will happen? Can everyone remember that IP address? Is it practical to remember all such IP addresses? No, isn't it? For example, this is one example. Another example is that we have one website for our school, donbosco.org. Instead of typing that website or URL name, donbosco.org, instead of typing that name, we are typing the IP address of Don Bosco, that website. We are typing that IP address. In similar way, when you are viewing your SLC result, instead of typing www.kerala.gov.in, you are typing the IP address of that particular website. Because every IP addresses are unique. So if you are typing that IP address, can you remember that IP addresses of every website? It is not at all possible. How that possible, or how we can convert this IP address to the corresponding URL? How to convert this URL? It is because of domain name server. So websites are normally installed in such server around the network. It is known as website hosting. I have already mentioned, for every website there is one server. So websites are normally installed in that server, and that process is known as website hosting. So IP address will be provided to the server also, which is strictly unique. For every computer server, for every website server, there is IP address which is unique. But remembrance of that IP address is not an easy task. We can't remember the IP address of every website. So that we are providing that site with a domain name. For example, www.google.com or www.firefox.com or www.kerala.gov.in or what, www.donbosco.org. So these names are known as domain names. Domain names means what we type in the browser. In Google, we are typing some name, some URL. It is known as domain names. For what we are using domain names? Instead of that, the possibility is that remembering IP address of that website. It is not an easy task. Why? We can't remember all those IP address of all the website. We can't remember that IP address number. Instead of that, we are typing what? Domain names. And then when we are typing that domain names in that browser, how it will convert to that website? How? It is because of DNS server, domain name server. It is a service in the internet. In internet itself, there is a server called DNS server. What is the use of DNS server? When we are typing one particular URL in that box, it will automatically convert this corresponding name to that IP address of this corresponding site, and we can view the corresponding website. It is used to identify the corresponding IP address of a domain and vice versa. So it will be an easy task. We don't want to remember the IP addresses. Instead of that, just type the domain name. For example, if you are typing Google and if you are searching for Google, what will happen? In internet itself, there is a server called DNS, domain name server. What domain name server will do? When we are typing google.com, this corresponding server will automatically convert the name to the corresponding IP address, that number, and then that server can identify, yes, this person have searched for my server or this website, and we can view the corresponding website. So this is the use of domain name server. So this is about server computer. So next I am moving to activity 7.1 and 7.2. It is a simple activity. In activity 7.1, IP addresses are given in one table and your duty is to find out which website did you get. So let's check that activity. So let's type the first IP address and we can check about which website we'll get. So first website is IP address 216.58.197.73. I'm going to search this corresponding IP address and let's see which website we'll get. Which website? We got the website Google. So this is first IP address, and let's check whether the next IP address 164.100.78.61. So next IP addresses belong to the website called National Informatics Center. So this is activity 7.1. We have searched for two different IP addresses and we have find out the website belongs to that corresponding IP address. Now you realize that it is not easy to remember an IP address. For every time, it is not at all easy to remember this IP address and search for this IP address. So a method there is to overcome this problem, which is converting this corresponding IP address to names of that website, and that names are known as domain names. So hope you all have understood about the usage of domain names. And then second activity is find out the IP address from the host name. So two different host name is given. We have to find out the IP address. First one is fsf.org. The corresponding IP address is The IP address of the corresponding host name fsf.org is given 209.51.188.174. So note it down in your textbook. Then one more website is given, imd.gov.in. IP address of imd.gov National Knowledge Network is as follows: 14.139.257.8. So this is activity 7.1 and 7.2. So the main activity or main thing to be noticed in this class is that about server computer and what is the use of DNS server. What do you mean by server computer? That we can see in the review of the class. So that's all for today. Hope you all have understood about this introduction parts. In today's class, we have discussed about some introduction part in 7th chapter, the working of internet, and the first topic was establishing global network. And what do you mean by global network? The huge network with infinite potential for communication is called as internet. And also we have discussed about uses of internet. There are several uses for internet. And second topic was what do you mean by server computer and domain name server. I'll explain this with an example. Example, Kerala Kalamandalam, it is an institution in order to search for the art forms in India. So for this particular institution, there is one server for this institution and unique IP address is given to the server, and we are searching for information by typing a domain name called keralakalamandalam.org in the search box, which means in Google we are searching this domain name, and then what will DNS do? DNS server will convert that particular domain name to the corresponding IP address which is given to the server. Okay, so it will reach to the Kerala Kalamandalam website, and then we can view the corresponding information which is stored in the server of Kerala Kalamandalam institution, and the authorities of Kerala Kalamandalam will store every information with the help of what? HTML tags, and they will store that information in the server, and we will type the corresponding domain name in the search box. DNS server will convert that particular domain name to the corresponding IP address of the server so that we can view the information. So this all are about today's class session. Hope you all have understood about each and every topics that we have discussed in today's class session.
So that's all for today. Try to note down every topics which I have discussed using PPT presentation. Try to copy the notes in your notebook so that it will be easy for you to learn that topics. Okay. So we'll see in the next class. Thank you and have a nice day.